But if he's toying with us, waiting for us to make the slightest movement before he pounces on us, we must wait. To ease the torment, I return to my memories, the gold and mud, years of dreaming, months of organizing. I dive back into the past for a long while.
That it will indeed serve the purposes intended, and that it will truly promote not only harmony in space, but
Hello, Kerry
harmony
speaking.
and communication between the
Hello.
nations of the world.
It was in January of
Hello,
1974.
yes.
I climb on the roof of my little
Yes,
house and I
yes.
scream, I'm coming to America.
Ardelon, yes, yes.
That's not by accident, that's happened.
One. Okay, how much is the new price, please?
Toast.
$27.90. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye. Charge back.
And the minute I got out of the subway, climbing the steps, looking at them, I knew that they were no dream. I knew that my dream was destroyed instantly. Impossible. It's clearly impossible, not only to walk across this, I probably hardly thought of it, but to bring almost like a ton of equipment secretly, to rig a wire for hours to guide line it. It's clearly out of human scale. But something in me pulls me toward touching it.
That's when he spoke to me about his project. He said, well, I want to string a wire between the two World Trade Center towers. Okay, sounds wild. I mean, I'd never met a high wire walker before, so I had no idea nor did I even entertain the idea at the time of what the consequences of anything happening would be. It just sounded like a really fun adventure to get involved in. So I took it upon myself to say, sure, let's work on it. It was the first occasion we went up in the elevator. We just took the elevator 86 floor. When we got off, there was a guard there. He said, no. So obviously we couldn't continue. So we took the elevator back down again, and then we realized, well, he actually said, well, let's just walk up. And we proceeded to climb up 10 flights to the top.
We are at the top of the world. I see two slabs of concrete, barely inhabited with some construction, no fence, no net, no nothing, and I am frozen to death. I see the other tower and I imagine the void, and if I were to run on this, I would just fall to another line. And slowly I thought, okay, now it's impossible, that's sure. Let's start working.
We took pictures of all these things, thinking that perhaps that might be where the cable would be tied, or this maybe would be a cable we could use. He wasn't sure how he was going to rig it at that particular time.
I decided in the staircase to draw a little fresco, as if I needed some tangible proof to show me that I was going through different steps and approaching the impossible of actually finding myself on that wire. I knew I went a helicopter at some point, and Jim was with me taking pictures of the roof, of the equipment there, or making a model for measuring. But I also wanted a little bit to see if it was possible.
He wanted to get higher than where he was going to be when he walked on the wire. It was a way of tricking his mind into not feeling fear, by being higher than where he was going to be when he actually did the walk.
One day, I received a postcard with the W World Center. I never heard about the WTC at that time. And he had drawn a little wire on top of the towers. I thought, of course, that's why these towers are there. I mean, for Philippe.
So now I go back to France. The minute I arrive, I didn't even go home. I run to Jean-Luc, my old friend, and I said I have a new idea.
This, we knew that legally we could not do it. I mean, nobody knew.
Hello.
Petit, nobody knew us. You go there and you ask, can I put a wire on top of the water center? I said,
I
get
did,
out.
thank you.
So I tried to get some information from Philippe. So, okay, I've been
That's
there.
great.
You told me I've been 10 times on the top. But what did you get? Do we have information?
So,
We have pictures. Look,
I
and,
was
we
speaking to
can put
somebody
the
earlier
wire.
and
We can
he
see
was
pictures.
This is the best.
okay. So I was talking to somebody earlier and she was going to send me through to my email. Is that better?
Started to do a little
So she was going to send
recap.
through an email with all of the things that I've purchased in April.
He's not
Only the
driven by
things
the
that I've
impetuous
actually
feeling of
purchased.
dancing between the
To
towers.
my email,
He's
but
driven
nothing's
by,
come
I want to
through.
help Philippe, I don't want to help him to kill himself, and I don't want to be caught there, and we want to succeed, we don't want to fail. So, for plenty of reasons that are
She
actually
said it was
not
a
all
list and it
and
was
understandable,
a list
he
of all the
becomes
things
almost,
that I've purchased,
we
not
were
what I've
fighting a
sent
lot
back
on
and returned.
you don't have
Just the
enough
things
elements,
I've
Philippe, to
actually
build up a
kept.
serious plan. So
Everything
now
that
I
I've
go
been
back,
billed for that I've
and it's
kept.
the
Yeah.
second visit to America. Now I spend my time spying on the towers with all my might. I go day and night. I note things and I feel the exercise books with all those notes and little doodling and I look at what commercial people go underneath for freight delivery. I go in and I find a way at lunchtime to disguise myself and the workers seem to arrive in normal cars. So it's important that I'm so much into taking notes as a spy around the towers. I don't think it's a construction site. I don't think one man sitting out of one plant.
You can see the adjustment email.
So right there, the big man goes through my soul. 3 days in bed. So here I am with crutches, thinking I am incapacitated. No. It's the opposite. It's wonderful. The human being with crutches, the universe is his. The guards, help me. Can I help you? Let me hold the door. People, sit down, take your time. Nobody asks me for an ID. Nobody says, what are you doing here? I have this fabulous. So then now, even though my feet is about to be repaired, I use the crutches a lot. Okay, and sometimes you will see the man leaving his crutches and running around to measure something and coming back and being with crutches.
Can you send it to another email? Can you send... Alright. Sorry, are you able to send it to a different email address? Like if you want? If not,
One time we went up there, it was very, very windy, and I actually wasn't sure why we were going up there.
yeah, you can try and
I
send it.
barely had the courage to get out of my trap door. And Jim, hanging on, I don't know how, managed to take a picture of me hanging on to a post at the very roof of the tower with my body almost horizontally. The wind was blowing me away. So what if?
Thank you very
It
much.
was very scary. That was maybe one of the first times I realized how crazy it was up there with that kind of condition and the height. And
That's
what
everything
involved.
resolved. Thank
What
you.
happens if I'm up there and I rig it and something happens? I just started thinking about those things when I got closer to the actual event. I basically said, no, I can't help you rig. I can't be part of that team that goes to the top.
Here we are, underneath the top of the World Trade Center, under a top. Each time we would hear a noise, it was very hard to tell if it was a cardboard flapping in the wind, or a guard coming, or a walkie-talkie. I drill a little hole with a paper clip, and I enlarged this hole in the canvas with the conic end of a ballpoint pen. And then with one eye, I was able to see a little bit of the ambient light going up to the figure of my watch. What time is it? Is it dark outside? Oh, I heard noise. Let's try to go out of the top. J'avais son pied dans le nez, lui il avait mon pied, je sais pas, entre les bras. Enfin, on était complètement chevêtrés. Là, on s'est bien connus, on peut le dire. Comme rarement j'ai connu un homme.
We kept hearing more and more noise from the roof. Sometimes far away, sometimes very close. But really, like somebody was walking on the roof. We said, gee, they're walking at night. Well, they're stuck. I mean, there's no chance that will happen.
The longer we waited and the longer we hid, the less time we'd have to do what we had to do to get up there. There was tension. I thought that we were both out of our element, that neither of us really should have been there.
There's something that I don't trust in this guy. He's not deeply concerned about the thing. Why is he here?
When I finished university, I flew to Paris, and I caught up with Philippe. And he showed me this sort of extraordinary sort of diagram and this photograph of this building that was being constructed in New York.
It's a big one, in the world.
You know, I looked at this huge tower or towers, and Philippe was just so enthusiastic about doing this. So I became, I guess, one of the first members of the team.
I intend on the giant meadows and giant field to reproduce not the true roof of the World Trade Center, I don't have the money for that, but just, you know, the outline and practice.
Il voulait mettre un fil exactement de la longueur, de la distance entre les deux tours et s'entraîner le plus possible là-bas.
We had I guess it was a little bit of a boot camp or a training camp. Essentially, we spent time there conceiving, designing, trying to work out how to make this thing work from every aspect.
Quelqu'un lui a parlé de l'élasticité de la structure et du fait que les tours pouvaient bouger sous l'effet de turbulence, sous l'effet du vent. Alors il y a eu un moment de grosse inquiétude.
So I asked my friends to make the cable dance. And here is Mark, the Australian, here's Jean-Louis, and me.
And we would jump up and down on these wires. We'd try and bounce Philippe off of the wire.
Moi, j'étais au bord ici, et là, il faut...
The World Trade Center was extraordinary because it was 200 feet between the towers. So how do you get a tightrope from one tower to the other?
Look what you will see.
You like that?
We have to find a way to throw something. Then you can pull a little string, and then a bigger string, and then a rope, and then eventually the wire.
At some point, I mean, I thought even of a little airplane radio guided.
Football and baseball, yeah, we have to learn how to play baseball for 2 months before we can do that. No.
And at some point, John would come up with a really silly idea. I don't even let him finish his sentence. He says, Philippe, what about a bow and arrow?
Yeah. Okay.
We drilled a very small hole in the end of an arrow. We attached a monofilament or a fishing line wire to the arrow. And the whole idea would be that Jean-Louis would, send the arrow from one building to another. And then, of course, whenever we tried it, it just worked. special shape on it so that the monofilament would unravel and go very freely through the wood. Nah?
Moi, je montais, c'est génial.